What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, as we speed into summer with all these delays being rumored, there is one announcement that still hangs in the balance, and that's the casting for the Fantastic Four. Now, funnily enough, in the last year and a half, leading up to when Marvel finally announced they were actively casting, we got so many rumors for actors, literally no less than maybe 10 names for each role. But now that Marvel Studios has gone officially into the casting process, it feels like the rumors ironically have died down, and we've had much less in the rumor mill as of late. Well, that pretty much changed this weekend, and we can thank one specific actor for stirring up a ton of speculation on his Instagram. Literally every comment saying, "Are you Human Torch?" You'll see the picture he posted and the caption he posted, why people are now responding in this way, and if there's any legitimacy to this at all, given what we've already heard about the roles. We're breaking down the latest casting rumor and who may be in line to play the Human Torch in the MCU. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel. That's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway right around the corner for Guardians of the Galaxy. Again, all you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment on this video if you want, stick around to the end of the video, we'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so over the weekend, actor Mason Gooding, who you may know from the Scream franchise films, among others as of late, took to his Instagram to post this picture of him holding a lighter with the quote, "Flame on," as the kids say. No, Mason, no, the kids don't say that. The kids have almost certainly never said that. The only person who says that is Human Torch, and as such, of the 47,000 plus people who liked this photo and those who commented, everyone asked the same question: are you the new Human Torch? Are you Human Torch? Are you trying to tell us something? Holy Human Torch would be perfect casting. Human Torch, please. His Human Torch serve. Human Torch, enjoy that torch. This is quote unquote fantastic. At the very least, by posting that quote in this picture, he stirred up the speculation amongst his own fan base that he may be cast. Now, if you're saying to yourself, well, that's just a catchphrase, it doesn't mean anything. No, it is the Human Torch's catchphrase and not really anybody else's. And if you're saying to yourself, well, maybe he's not that big of a Marvel fan, he may have just heard it and doesn't know what he's talking about. How about 3 photos earlier in an interview with Men's Health magazine, in a photo for them, he has X-Men comics all over the floor, throwing one over his shoulder. He is a huge comics fan, which means when he posts a quote like "Flame on," knowing that the current casting at Marvel Studios is going on right now for the Fantastic Four, at the very least, he's sort of pseudo-campaigning. More than that, there's probably some smoke and fire, pun totally intended to this. Maybe he just was able to snag an audition, maybe he's hoping to get an audition or will in the future, or maybe he's already auditioned and giving his fan base, again, a little bit of a hint. In the world of quote-unquote celebrities, Mason Gooding is not the biggest. He has under 300,000 followers on Instagram. I do not mean to diminish his accomplishments in any way. I'm just saying this isn't the same as a Chris Evans or one of the biggest stars in Hollywood taking to Twitter to say this. What I'm trying to say, and not so aptly, is that he might get away with a photo like this and a quote like that rather than posting to Twitter a Human Torch, Marvel Studios edition, etc., which he knows he can't do. And if he posts it to his Instagram, it may fly under the radar, which is exactly what happened over the last 2 days. I've basically seen this reported nowhere, and the only reason I heard about it was fans of his started DMing me en masse when he posted this picture, telling me to cover this and it must mean something. Again, if you think we're looking too hard into a photo and a quote, there are thousands of comments on this photo who say the same thing. Flame on is not just some random saying, it's definitely not what the kids say, it's him implying something to do with the Human Torch or just a major mislead for his fan base. But it doesn't seem like his Instagram and his content is aimed towards that, and so for right now, I'm going to put him as the front runner, again in the rumor mill, but as the front runner from everything we've heard in the industry, and only because this rumor is coming from the actor himself. Now, one other thing I mentioned briefly during the prologue, and I do want to bring up because it does apply, is that Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige were heavily rumored to be looking at representation for the Fantastic Four team as they were continuing throughout all of Phase 4 to try to make the MCU a more diverse place. We had heard that they were going to start also with Sue Storm and then work their way out from there. If they've truly locked up Sue Storm in a role, it could be that they've moved on to one of her relatives in Johnny Storm, and that's why they're now casting the Fantastic Four's Human Torch instead of hearing something like Reed Richards or Ben Grimm. The latest update we got about that, which we did not have a chance to mention at the channel. According to at least one industry insider, they're looking to cast a Jewish actor to play the Thing, as Ben Grimm in the comics was Jewish as well. One final thought I'll leave you with for the casting of the Fantastic Four, as it applies to someone like Mason Gooding or any of the actors that they end up casting for these roles. I'm pretty glad they're looking at smaller actors if this is true. Mason Gooding, again, as I mentioned during this video, does not have millions and millions of followers on Instagram. He's not a household name. He's a well-known actor, depending on if you're a fan of his work or you've seen his work, but not the sort of household name that you might have expected to take huge roles like the Fantastic Four. And to me, Marvel Studios has done the best when they've looked to do this. Say someone like Tom Holland, who was an established actor but isn't the household name back then that he is now because he's played Spider-Man. For me, that gives a chance for me to see an actor in a role without him being typecast and without the possibility of me seeing the previous roles that he's played. And yeah, I know, Chris Evans is a great example of the opposite of that. He played Human Torch and then was able to be Captain America with no problem, and I didn't see him as Johnny Storm when I was watching him in the MCU films. But the smaller the actor, the smaller the name they look for, the fresher the face, so to speak, I think the better off they are, and I think the MCU is better off for it. That way the actor doesn't carry in a ton of connotation already, because guys, let's face it, some of people's favorite thing to do right now is hate on the MCU, and so an actor without any connotation makes it harder and harder for people to be negative about something they know nothing about. I will also mention that the whole hating on the MCU thing, please try to remember, guys, not to let that dampen your fandom. Remember that a lot of the people who are hating on the MCU weren't fans in the first place. These aren't the diehard fans who really even care about these movies, and you saw with Ant-Man and the Wasp: QUANTUMANIA, as soon as the fandom started seeing the film, the ratings and reactions instantly went up. People in the industry hating on the MCU for clicks is an easy thing to do to jump over, and if you look at their channels, you'll see that they never even covered MCU content before saying the MCU is failing and the MCU is bad was worth 100,000 to 1 million clicks, and now they're posting those pictures. It's if they were a fan and they've been let down when they weren't. So basically, anything that makes it harder for haters to hate, to me, is a better thing. And so going with relative no names, no connotation, a new face like Mason Gooding, I'm all for it. I got to admit, I haven't seen his work. So guys, let me know down in the comments if you like this actor and this casting choice, if you've seen his acting, if you're for it, and of course, who do you have for the other 3 roles? The Thing, Reed Richards, and Sue Storm. If we hear any other rumors, of course, we'll bring it here, breaking at the channel as soon as we hear it quickly. Let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we're still giving away a PlayStation 5. The next milestone is Guardians of the Galaxy. It's right around the corner to coincide with the release, literally less than 2 months away. If you want to be entered to win, all you got to do, hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, always live with my voice in the comments shown on screen, so please be vigilant, please be safe. Remember, anybody can use anybody else's photograph. If you should get a comment on my channel saying you won something, just report that comment. They're scammers. If you report it to YouTube, they'll go ahead and delete it, which you're doing me a huge service and the rest of the community, as I cannot delete them fast enough some days, and I would sincerely appreciate it. We will never ask you to contact us on a third-party app. No YouTuber I know, myself included, will ever pay for shipping. Please be safe. My name is Michael Roman. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. Thanks for checking out the channel, guys. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.